Hey fam, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time watching a video of mine, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Cavanaugh and I'm a professional soccer player here in Perth, Australia. Today I will be answering a question that I've gotten multiple times in my DMs, and that is, how can the younger generations prepare for professional soccer? If you are somebody who's watching right now and you know really early on, between ages of 5 to 18, this is what I want to do for a living, I want to play professionally, here are some tips that I have learned in my career so far that hopefully will help you on your journey to becoming a professional player. Some of the questions that I'll be answering that are related to that are, what are some things that I wish that I knew growing up playing soccer that I could have done better or maybe more of that could have helped me today? And what are the things that this younger generation could do much better as they grow older and into the professional game? A quick note that this video is not just for the younger generation people. So this can be for players of all ages who have aspirations of becoming a professional, or a professional player who is watching this who maybe says, oh, that's a great tip, I want to be able to apply that to my game now. So again, this is for everybody. These are just tips and tricks that I wish I knew when I was younger that I could apply and apply better so that I could be more successful today as a soccer player. All right, so tip number 1 is get comfortable with the ball. Have the ball at your feet at all times of the day. In class if you can, outside school, on the playground, in your house, if your parents will let you, of course. Just make sure that you get really comfortable with the ball on all different surfaces, because it will help your dribbling skills and just your soccer ability in general as you move up the ranks into the professional game. Tip number 2 is get as much soccer-specific training that you can afford, have time for, get a ride to, etc., any other limiting factor. So get as much soccer-specific training. That could be in the gym, that could be fitness stuff or cardio, that could be on-ball type technical sessions with somebody who's much better than you or is a coach, really experienced coach, etc. Make sure you're getting as much soccer-specific training as possible, because that will give you the best skills and tools to when you get into the professional game, and even levels below that, like the collegiate level or the academy or club level. Make sure you're getting as much of that training as possible, and it'll help you translate into a much better player when you get into those high-stress situations in games and in training sessions as you grow older. So tip number 3 is watch as much soccer as you possibly can. No, I'm not talking about highlight videos. I'm not talking about the best goals of 2020. Those types of things are incredibly entertaining and they're fun to watch, but they are not productive in getting your game and your mindset about the game much better. The whole goal of watching full games is so that you can analyze different players in different positions, or specifically to your position. You can analyze how they attack and defend with their body position and their timing. You can analyze different formations, different roles on the field, different types of movement patterns, etc. So all these things I'm talking about are a really high level of soccer IQ, and that's going to really help you as you move forward be able to go into as many different teams as you want who play a million different formations and say, yep, I know my role in that formation and I know my role in this formation, and that will make your soccer IQ and your value as a player much better for a coach who's watching you. Tip number 4 is learn how to lead. This can be by example, or this can be being a vocal leader. Usually those things go together, as I spoke about in a video several months ago about leadership. Something that's very, very important and has helped me out in my career a lot is being a vocal leader, but also somebody who works harder than everybody else. I step on a field and I grind and I grind and I grind, and I've got to tell you, being a vocal leader on top of that is a massive advantage for me going into trials, going into games, etc., etc. Coaches look at me and they say, that's a player who can lead on the field, knows where they are, knows where the other players are and need to be, and it's very, very helpful. So when you're young, practice that vocal skills. Practice those things on the field so that when you get to that high level, it's just second nature and you know how to lead a group of people. Practice makes perfect. Be really positive, be really vocal, and have conviction when telling your teammates and telling yourself what they need to do better. Tip number 5 is understand the sacrifice that you're going to have to make going into professional soccer. I cannot stress enough how many things I've had to give up or not go to, or sorry, not today. I've done that an infinite amount of times in my career because soccer for me comes first. And if you can get that mindset really early on and be confident when friends want to go out on a Friday or a Saturday night and you say, you know what, I'm okay because I want to get up and train in the morning. Or I've got a game tomorrow morning and I can't go play with you guys or go out or whatever. I'm really sorry. Do your own thing. People will respect you for that. I know it's really hard to understand when you're young, but that stuff will pay off in dividends. So really understand the time commitment it takes to play professional soccer, the emotional toll it takes to play soccer. All of it are worth it in the end. I can promise you it is completely worth it. But the sooner you understand the sacrifice you're going to have to make, and maybe some of the things that you want to do you can't do until it's all done with, that is totally okay. Just understand that really early on. Tip number 6 is do well in school. And regardless of whether you go to college or not, or whether you're in an academy system or whether you're doing something else, make sure that you are focused in on your studies. It's really important because those studies will take you after soccer and they'll give you the skills you need to move forward in life, not just in professional football. So obviously, if I'm going to do really well in school, I want to be studying, but I also want to be playing. So maybe if I'm at school during lunch break, I might go juggle 1,000 times and then go study for 30 minutes so that I can get that studying and homework done so that when I finish school, I can dedicate that time to football. Something like that where you're getting good grades, you're performing on the field, and obviously you have time for your family and friends as well. Tip number 7 is learn life skills outside of school. So as I just spoke about in tip number 6, it's really important that you do really well in school, but that's actually not what's going to make you successful in life. What makes you successful is building skills outside of what you learn in school. So school's a baseline, and then learn different skills. So whether that's doing a nutrition license, whether that's doing personal training license, whether that's doing an internship at a dentist's office, whatever else you want to do in your own life outside of football, build those skills. Marketing, digital entrepreneurship, whatever you want to do, build those skills, build that repertoire so that when you're playing professional football and you have a ton of time on your hands, you can really take advantage of those skills and maybe make extra money, or you have just something to take your mind off of football and take a mental rest. Tip number 8 is an emotional one. So my biggest piece of advice to aspiring professional footballers is really understand that football, as you may know already at a young age, you experience really high highs and you experience really low lows. You might go from champion on a tournament in a weekend all the way down to you didn't make your club team the following year. That's a massive, massive range of emotional expression and emotional feelings that you have. And so really understand how to regulate those emotions. Feel them, really feel them, because they are important in motivating you to move forward. But at the end of the day, making sure that you can regulate those emotions and sit maybe in this bar instead of that bar is going to be really important in your career moving forward, and even on the pitch when you come into contact with players who just want to talk at you. In those tough moments, just keep moving. Especially when you're in your low lows, you want to make sure that you just keep moving one step at a time. There's a famous quote, I'm not actually sure who said it because it's all over Instagram with different people saying it, but it's basically like, if you're in hell, keep going. Because if you're in hell, why would you want to stay there? Just keep moving one step at a time and you'll get out eventually. Tip number 9 is surround yourself with people who are encouraging to the things that you want to do. They're supportive of your football career. They're supportive of the things you want to do in your football career, whether that's move all over the world, whether that's play in La Liga or the Premier League, whatever it happens to be. Surround yourself with a group of people because that will set you up for success in football and in life more in general. Finally, tip number 10 is find mentors, coaches, trainers who really believe in your ability. Finding those individuals who are absolutely dedicated to making you a better player and a better person are absolutely more important than any schooling education you can get. Those types of people who have real world experience, they have football knowledge, they have all sorts of skills and other things in their life that have helped them move forward. Stick with those people and allow them to guide you in your journey, both in football and in your life. All right, guys, hopefully some of those resonated with you. If you have any extras that you want to include, feel free to put them in the comments below and I will pin them. Make sure that they're at top of the list because I want people to really understand, and those, especially that younger generation, to understand that there are lots of things and a wealth of knowledge that people have learned from that they can apply to their own game as they build their football career. If you like this video and you want more soccer content every week, I'll be posting hopefully every 3 days this off season. I'll have lots of training videos, lots of mindset videos, and of course, lots of soccer content, day in the life, etc. So if you like that, hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, be awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.